your layout photos, the question of the week, and a big flashback. All of that coming up right now on Dispatch. You're watching Dispatch, the variety show for model railroaders. I'm Roy Smith, your host. Thanks for joining me. On this edition of the show, we will take a look at your layout photos. We will discuss your responses to the question, why do you think the hobby is so enjoyable? And we will flash back to a video that I uploaded in August of 2016 called Railfanning on my N-scale layout. Be sure to stick around till the end of the show when I will tell you about new videos coming soon to this channel. And you will see lots of trains running on my layout later on during the show. Okay, let's get started with your layout photos. Most model railroaders like to look at other people's layouts, and you can too, right here on every edition of Dispatch. Here's how it works. You post photos of your layouts in our Facebook group. And then I bring your photos over here to Dispatch to share with everyone during the show. And here are the photos you recently posted in our Facebook group. After the show, I'd like you to go over to the Facebook group and post a photo of your layout there because it's fun to share the hobby. And besides, we want to see what you're doing on your layout. I will put a link to the group down below where you can post your photos. Remember, you can post photos of your layout no matter what scale you model in. And yes, you can post photos of your club's layout as well. As always, you will know that you've arrived at our Facebook group when you see this photo at Echo Canyon on my layout. Now it's time for our question of the week. And here's the question I posed in the last edition of Dispatch. Why do you think the hobby is so enjoyable? I had tons of fun reading your responses to this question because I could relate to them. Here's what you said. You said model railroading is enjoyable because it involves many skills. These skills include layout planning, bench work, track work, wiring, scenery, structures, weathering, and operations, just to name a few. In fact, model railroading is many hobbies all rolled into one. And when you get bored with one task on the layout, you can turn to another task. You said model railroading is enjoyable because it is creative, imaginative, and artistic, as you plan for, build, and operate your layout. You said it is relaxing and entertaining. It even fills you with a sense of wonder, adventure, excitement, and with an expectation for things yet to come on your layout. It makes you feel younger, perhaps taking you back to your childhood when you didn't have all of the worries and responsibilities that perhaps you now have as an adult. It provides an escape from the harsh realities and problems of the real world. It puts you in charge of the miniature world that you are creating. It enables you to recreate a world of days perhaps long gone, a world of your childhood, or a place where you were attracted to. And it offers you camaraderie with other model railroaders. You can share the hobby with friends, at train clubs, and at train shows. YouTube also gives rise to that camaraderie. On YouTube, you get to see what others are doing in the hobby. You get to enjoy their layouts vicariously. You learn from others, and you get to feel a little less isolated during the pandemic. You get to be a part of the world's greatest hobby. I'd like to thank all of you who responded to the question. Your responses are a great way to share the hobby. Now, we do have a question for the next edition of Dispatch, and here it is. When it comes to experience and skills, do you consider yourself to be a beginner, intermediate, or advanced model railroader? Why is this question important? Well, I think the question helps us to get to know our friends in the model railroad community. It helps us to promote the feeling of community. It even helps us to orient the content of this channel to the needs of the community. As always, post your answers to the question in the comments section down below. Then I will tabulate your answers and discuss the results in the next edition of the show. Again, the question is, when it comes to experience and skills, do you consider yourself to be a beginner, intermediate, or advanced model railroader? Now it's time for our big flashback. I'm going to take you way back to August 2016 when I uploaded a video called Railfanning on my N-scale layout. In this video, you can watch 3 different trains running on my layout while standing on the pedestrian bridge that crosses the yard at Green River. In fact, the pedestrian bridge is the best spot for railfanning at Green River. Then, from ground level, you can watch yard switchers as they assemble a tank car train. And something else, in the video you can see my layout in the early stages of construction as it was more than 5 years ago. Looking at it reminds me that I have come out a lot further on my layout in those 5 years than I thought I did. So let's go on over and do some rail fanning. Today we are going to do some rail fanning. By rail fanning, I'm referring to the practice of watching and photographing trains. Railroad buffs love to watch trains from the pedestrian bridge that crosses the Union Pacific's massive classification yard at Green River, Wyoming. In this video, you will be able to watch 3 trains from the pedestrian bridge on my layout: a westbound coal train, an eastbound soda ash train, and a westbound mixed freight. Then, from the ground level, you will be able to watch 2 yard switchers assembling tank cars headed for repairs and maintenance at the Union Tank Car Company in Evanston, Wyoming. I hope you enjoyed the flashback. There's much more to see in the video, so I encourage you to watch the rest of it. I will put a link to it down below. Now then, as promised at the beginning of the show, here's what is coming up on this channel. First, I want to post more videos showing trains running on my layout. So, coming soon, I'm going to post a video called Running Unit Coal Trains. Second, in my continuing series about freight car upgrades, I will soon be posting a video in which I will finally begin to repaint and redecal those freight cars that need it. Be watching for those two videos coming soon. In the meantime, remember, there are more than 320 other videos for you to watch here on this channel. There's a link to my videos page down below. Go to it and browse around. Or go to these videos over here just by clicking on them. Well, thanks for letting me share the world's most amazing hobby with you here on Dispatch. As always, I'm Roy Smith. Until next time, happy railroading.